5 seconds. Cue titles on 3. Cue music.
And hello, good evening, and welcome, bonsoir, guten Abend, to people all over the place. Perhaps, I don't know, people maybe watching in Germany, Spain, Italy, France, England. Who knows? That's the joy of YouTube and Facebook and all those others. So tonight, heute Abend sind es Bananen. We're going to be drawing bananas, that great comedy staple, the fruit which...
I don't think we're on YouTube yet. Facebook works fine.
Somebody's saying we're not on YouTube yet, so I'm not quite sure why. I did get an email to say I was on YouTube, so let me just have a look. Facebook, YouTube is live now. So if you're watching it on YouTube, please say hello, give a wave. Yes, we've got YouTube. We've got the people here. Let me. So as I was saying, the joys of live streaming. When it works, it can go all over the world, and there it is. And oh, hello. Let's just lots of buttons to press, lots of things to click, and lots of people to talk to. So as I said, we're going to be having bananas. This morning was a bit of a worry when I went into the kitchen and Catherine was preparing the breakfast for the children, and there were the banana peel there and bananas chopped up. Now, I don't know how, you probably realise I do a little bit of preparation for this, so I've been planning on doing bananas, and I'd got bananas into my head, and we bought the bananas obviously a week ago, ordered them, they've been delivered, they were looking good. The bananas were looking good. And then there they were, all chopped up on the work surface. Oh my goodness. Anyway, there were still 2 bananas left. So I'm not going to show you one like I do with some of the fruit. Usually I have a spare banana to do that with. So you can just pretend it's there. Because I've got the bananas here, ready to draw. There they are, just below the monitor. And I don't want to move them because they, like all fruit, they fall over and everything like that. So, without further ado, as they say, let's see about drawing some bananas and see what happens. Okay, we do a lot of looking. Now, bananas in particular can be tricky because they're so sort of iconic, if you like, so such a sort of comedy fruit, and you know, we all know what a banana looks like. We all know it's yellow and it's banana shaped, basically. So much so that other objects which are vaguely curved take on the name banana shaped. Things can go bananas. People, yes. So they've sort of got this name for themselves, haven't they? And this whole business of slipping on a banana, I don't know. People have done experiments and they've found that actually you don't slip on bananas. So first of all, we just gently try and find out where everything's going, and trying to look at negative space there, as my niece Rachel told me about today. She emphasised that the missing bananas were in fact the negative space. Thank you, Rachel, for that. Rachel, yes, who's currently watching on YouTube and saying, yes, it did take a while to get going, but it's there now. So apologies to people on YouTube if it took a while to arrive. Let's just see where we're doing here. So basically just trying to get the outline, the shape in before we tackle the form. 2 bananas we're going for today. Look, I can do this. I can do the banana split. Haha, as they say. Boom, boom. Eh? You see, it's the comedy fruit. It brings out the comedy in all of us. There's the banana split. Split as in split frame. Split, yeah, never mind. We'll get there. So, whilst endeavouring to overcome the cliched images of the banana, I am going to have one of them's coming wildly towards us, which is great, it's what I wanted. Now then. And this is the point where everything should be kept very light. Like I said last week, like photography, as Monty will know, my great friend who I was at college with, we had our own darkroom in Leeds many, many years ago. And the image, you don't start at the top here and draw a banana and have banana, 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 banana. You sort of do banana and let it come up slowly from the page. Right. There is a danger. Let's just, there is a danger of woolly lines. I remember both at Art Foundation course and in my main art college, they were really against woolly lines, the hesitant line. The line, if you like, the line that sort of goes and you're going over it and 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 over it. When you've done that, you know, there it is. You know, that there's nothing you can do about it. It's there and it goes there and it goes like that. And it's not the most flexible. It's not the most flexible way of drawing. It's not the way you actually find the shape, the form of the. It's much better to attempt the line. So to find a point where it starts and find a point where you think it ends, and sort of just go between it like that. So that now, that could change quite easily. It could go in any position. There's lots of sort of places that line could go. This one is just there. Pencil, people think, oh, I'll just do all that and I'll rub out, isn't there? That can be done. But they were going against woolly lines. And here, I've sort of found points where stuff overlaps, stuff where the bananas change direction, points where there's a bit of shadow on the banana that will help me. All the way through, you have to give yourself clues as to what it is. If you just fill the page with scribble, as they call it, scumble. Leonardo da Vinci was a great advocate of scumble, looking in the clouds and finding rabbits and ducks and things. It's all well and good, but you do have to commit yourself. If you make too many sort of points and marks, you can quite often get lost and try and think where the bananas are. I hope you can see there. I've got a banana there. If we put the banana split up, I still laugh. You've got to laugh, haven't you? The banana split. Oh, we need some cream. You can still see the 2 bananas there. Now, people often ask me for portraits. When I was a portrait painter many, many years ago, I would get phone calls. Hello, can you do a portrait of my mother? Yes. For her silver wedding? Yes. From her wedding photograph? No. And I have to explain to them, they come into the studio and they'll come for maybe 6, 8, 10 visits for 3 hours at a time. It'll take 6 months and cost more money than they're imagining. Oh, you don't draw from photographs, they say. No. Drawing from a photograph, that is flat. That has no means of interpretation. Now, if I move my head, nothing changes. The perspective doesn't change there. If you're actually looking at the bananas for real, which you aren't doing, and I move my head and I look at it there, and I move my head and I look at it there, I'm sort of seeing around the corners. And because bananas haven't got any edges, so many things, very few things actually have edges. It goes round the back. You sort of see where it's going, where it's coming from. So drawing from photographs, it's not cheating. It can be easier in some aspects, but that itself is a frozen moment. If you're drawing a portrait, you're looking at this person for hours on end. It can be kind of weird, but you're looking at this person for hours on end. Back, I think, to the banana splits, the drawing. I'm not going to keep that banana up all the time, otherwise you'll just see where I go wrong. So, and we have some shadow, and the shadows help with the line. Now I'm quite confident of that line, and there's one above it. It's a good thing about bananas, they've got a sort of an integrity, a structure of lines, which really helps with the drawing. And let me just have a look, let's have a pause for a moment and see if oh yes, Merowyn's there. Let's just hello Merowyn, hello Daphne, hello Monty, hello Liz. Monty, as I said earlier, photographer, the best. I'm very privileged to know Monty. He's the best industrial photographer in the country, without a doubt. But today he's on the sofa. That's not so good. Poor chap. And Astra Blaze, hello, welcome back to watching this. And what was I going to do? Oh, we've still got the music playing. I shall get back to the drawing. What was I saying? What was I doing? I was drawing bananas. Drawing is a very useful tool. When you've done enough drawing over the years, then you can draw from memory. You sort of learn the shortcuts. And you can draw figures, you can draw shapes, objects, and this is always an absolute wonder to behold. And I love drawing. I use drawing in my work. I was for many years a games designer for television. I'm sure most of you watching this know that. And drawing was an integral part of working out how a game works. I draw the game. I play it in my head first of all, to see if it works or not. And then I draw out elements of it. And to think about the game to start with, to think about things, I will do sheets like this, where I'm sort of working out what might happen, what the rules might be, what the games might be. This was Jungle Run. I created Jungle Run from an original idea by a lady from Tiny Television, who Gareth will know if Gareth's watching. Head of children's TV at Tiny Television. Anyway, and you'll see there in the middle the banana, ba-boom. That was it. Quick sketch. It's recognisably a banana. And the bananas were key to it. The children went round the course in the jungle, and when they completed a task, they got bananas, and the bananas had to go into a big monkey at the end. There were also rogue monkeys that could steal the bananas. So it was all good fun, But the drawing, when I went down to, I was doing Gladiators. I was designing games on Gladiators. I went down to London Weekend Television, into the production office. They liked some of my ideas, and they said, well, what if we did this? What if we did that? And I just started drawing, and they all went, oh, look. And people gathered round, they saw the lines appearing, a bit like you are doing now. But it's a wonderful way of being able to describe things. I'm really lucky that I can describe things by drawing them out. I've always done that. I've got books full of drawings, whether it's putting a roof on the tree house or underpinning the foundations of this house, the old print works. So drawing, I recommend you all do drawing. People say they can't draw. It's just they don't know how to do it yet. It's like when they can't sing, they don't know the notes, they don't know the words. You can't recite a poem if there are no words on the paper. Oh, hello, Tim Malster. Do you ever turn your sketchbook around when drawing, or do you keep it in one place? Tim, I tend to keep it in one place, providing I'm doing the cross-hatching like that. But if I had an area where I wanted it to be a little bit darker, which might occur any minute now, my friend, then bum, 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 and then I can do the cross-hatching at an angle. So yes, I do turn it round. Not a great deal, but a bit of time. So cross-hatching, we were there a while ago, weren't we? Let's go back to a bit of drawing and have a bit of music, and I'll shut up. It should all be about getting in the zone, shouldn't it, really? I'm going to make the marks on the banana in dots because I'm doing the lines too. And I'm sure you're all aware that bananas are covered in marks, and the marks get more and more as the bananas get riper and riper. Just before that, ultimately, I'm going to turn the page again for you, Tim. Just before that moment, the ripe banana. Now then this banana comes over the top, and the shadow, there's light there, so the shadow actually falls there. So there's light coming through just there. On the side there. As I've said every time I've done this, we've got double lighting here going on from both sides. Joe, you still haven't, if you're watching out there in France, Joe and Manny, God bless you. Joe, send me a lighting plan quick. We need to get it more moody, and I need to be able to get some accents on my lighting here, yet still be able to see enough for the camera to pick up the... That's the thing, you see, Joe, the camera's got to pick up the image. It needs quite a lot of light on it. I'm using Logitech stream cams, very good. Not getting sponsored by them, sadly, but they're very good. So now then, let's look at that top banana. Top banana. Oh, the jokes just come thick and fast, don't they? Really. Once you've hit on the whole banana theme there. Woo, that was a bit weird. Oh God, when I'm looking at the when I look at the other monitors, I'm monitoring this on my laptop, and I try and get the mouse from my main computer to work on the laptop, but of course it doesn't work. Never mind. I have to say, I find Ah, yes, Rachel. Rachel's a scientist, geologist. My niece should be in Switzerland, but isn't. And she's just said that she always draws when she's explaining her science, biology. She teaches biology in Switzerland, and she can't really describe it without drawing. She's very good at drawing. She did geology, as I say, as her main degree, I think. I'm sure I'm right there. And, you know, you do need to have, I'm turning the page again, you do need to have a great awareness of drawing for geology to get the rocks and things right. I think that's right, isn't it, Rachel? I'm sure it is. So we're sort of getting there. Let's have a look at the banana split. So I don't put the banana split up all the time because I don't want you going there. He's got that bit right. I've told you that before as well. I'm just repeating myself. Episode 4 will just be me repeating everything I've said in episodes 1, 2 and 3. Clearly. This is something, these little lines here is something I learned like this and it's when things change direction, and I learned that from Yuan Uglo, the painter I referred to last week, who did a wonderful banana. Sadly, I haven't got a copy of it, but this is the dodgy end. This is where I broke off the other bananas tonight in a cruel and heartless way. Bananas grow upside down. You knew that, didn't you? Bananas grow upside down. There are some bananas growing upside down, which I found in a jungle in Dominica many years ago. They grow upside down like that on trees in and around the rainforest. Ooh, hello. There we go, drawing again. We're nearly there, I believe. To make this banana sit above this banana, you make the lines where they cross slightly heavier, and that brings it forward. So you've got to look at all the different ways of making different tones and very light cross-hatching, heavy cross-hatching, double over cross-hatching, and then there are marks on the actual bananas themselves, banana itself, I don't know. It's like drawing. Imagine. Let's just stop that for a moment. Imagine all those years ago, looking up into the sky. All those stars were there when we first climbed down out of the trees. And people started looking at them and joining up the dots. It was like the scumble. It was like they would make the crab and the bull and the Orion and all this lot. And they would also make depictions on Earth. They would draw the stars. Imagine drawing 3 stars as you're looking at them and putting them there and there and there. Then looking down at what you're drawing, then looking back up and going, where was that? Imagine drawing. Before photography, they drew the heavens. They drew the stars. Phenomenal. Time, I think, for an optical illusion. Here's one I prepared earlier. Last week we looked at how your eye is deceived because we make assumptions about the size of the man. The man, remember, standing in the background, you would draw him far too big because actually he's tiny wee man. This is also about light and shade. I'm sure you will have noticed taking photographs on your phone, that if you've got somebody standing in front of a window, either the window is completely white and they're okay, or the window's okay and they're completely black. Whereas when we look at them standing in front of the window, we look at them, they're fine. We look outside the window, that's fine. We look back at them, that's fine. And our eyes make these adjustments really quickly to exposure to the light values. phenomenal. And sometimes it's very difficult when looking at an object to try and find out what the tonal values are, which is the dark bit, which is the light bit of what you're drawing. And it's difficult because our eyes compensate. Just as they compensate for size, they compensate for colour. And here is not a very good print. It's a live print, there we go, of a cue, that, what's that, cylinder, solid cylinder, standing on a checkerboard. Which, as you can see, is sort of basically, it should be black and white, but it's sort of grey and dark grey and pale grey. But I'm going to tell you now that the same ink was used to print square A as was used to print square B. And you go, no, square B is a lot lighter than square A. But it isn't. And we can find this out by doing that. If we take out the context, if we take out your knowledge that square B is in a shadow, then it looks the same. But your brain is going, square B is in the shadow of the green column, therefore it must be lighter. So your brain makes it lighter, but it is exactly the same colour as square A. There you are, Manny. Another wow moment for you. That's why it's really hard to judge values, because your brain is trying to compensate the whole time. It's a wonderful thing. It's why we've got where we've got. You know, it's why we weren't all eaten 100,000 years ago, or whenever it was we came down from the trees. You know, we came down from the trees and boom, well, if we were all eaten straight away, we wouldn't be here. But we've learnt all these wonderful things, and they just make it really, really difficult to draw. You've got to disturb that. You've got to get into the moment. So let's just do the last few bits on this. Monty's of the opinion that that bananas are better than pears. Now, Monty, does that mean you like bananas better than pears, or you like my drawing of bananas better than pears? I don't know, but I do know. I'm sure he's considering that the bananas are better than the pears. I'm taking a bit more time. Now there is. Look, I'm going to go. I wasn't going to do, but why not? Look, there's green that goes on in here, and I think that will sort of help. And you don't have to make everything full colour. Quite often when I'm drawing the initial parts of a... Oh look! Oh good! Hey, look! The runners have come in. My assistants have come in with bananas again, which are fantastic. Thank you very much, Hannah and Jacob. Look at that. Look at, oh hello. Look at the marks there on the banana, the shadow, and the background. Jacob's managed to get 3 bananas going in there. I think Hannah's only drawn 1 banana. Jacob pinched one of the bananas and made 3. What a wonderful gallery! What a wonderful gallery. So yeah, I often use colours to sort of start a drawing process. It helps you determine you do the lines first of all in maybe yellow or orange, and then you go over that in blue. It was a process I learned at college from an animator called Oscar Grillo, and I've used it ever since. And there's a lot going on. You see, there's shadows, a lot of blue and green in shadows. So we can do that before we do the yellow on there. And with any luck, that'll get quite greeny yellow. Yeah. Wow. And colours give you another string to your bow, another way of making light and dark, which is great. So we can show the light coming through there underneath that banana before it comes out there. There's some brown going on there, but yes. Floaty music, Lindsay. Yes, hello, Lindsay. Floaty music from my friend Ian Sanderson, which is lovely. And smashing bananas, smashing pumpkins. Who knows the smashing pumpkins? I'm sure you do, Monty. Now, look, we'll go back to this one so you can see a little bit what's going on. But it's interesting because because I took this photograph because I haven't got 3 cameras, and there was more shadow going on there when I took the photograph. And then what I've got to look at is shadow coming out here onto the paper. There's shadow coming from there. But that goes across there because it isn't on the ground. And there's shadow there, but again, it's leaving it above the air. There's shadow there. So it's all about shadows. It's all about light and shade hitting the object that you're drawing, so that you can make a series of marks which fool the eye, fool you, Daphne, fool you into thinking this is a banana. It's not a banana. Look, they're not bananas. They're not bananas. They're just lines on a bit of paper, which I've cunningly, by the use of magic, clearly made look like bananas. These pens are good because you can. The crayons are good. You can do a bit of smudging around there. I don't know, maybe we're getting there. What do we think? I'm going to eat these bananas tomorrow for my lunch. I've eaten the pears, as you'll be pleased to know. Nothing gets wasted. That happy with the shadows, to be honest. Primarily because the lighting is so bloody awful for drawing. But there we go. As the music comes to an end, I think we've sort of got a pair of bananas there. And oh, Greg's watching. Thank you. Yes, it will be better that, Hannah, thank you. Greg, the scientific name for banana is Musa sapientum, which means the fruit of wise men. Greg, thank you for that. The fruit of wise men, not the fruit of foolish men. Foolish men who slip up on bananas. I started to say at the beginning that the bananas don't necessarily make you fall down, make you slip. They've tried experiments, but they don't always work. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you from everywhere. Yes, we have 2 bananas. Well, we didn't have any bananas nearly this morning. Nearly didn't have any bananas this morning, Daphne. So I will bid you farewell, and we will come back next week when I will be drawing something else. Maybe not fruit, maybe not flowers. We'll get some suggestions. So thank you very much for watching, and bye-bye.